So now, Dr. Siddiqui, we are in the final segment of the podcast. I call it Beneath the Accent because we are knowing each other beneath the accent. I'm going to ask a couple of questions. You can answer them in one word or a sentence or however you feel like. The idea is just to know more about you. What advice would you give to your younger self and at what age?
I would definitely go back when I was 18.
Okay.
Or, when I was entering my professional college or university, Mehboob Siddiqui, I would tell him to believe in myself,
Mm-hmm.
to believe in your intuition, and to believe in your passion. Just choose, I'm not using the word career. I'm just choose the work, just choose the activities which make you happy.
Is there a moment when you experienced a significant cultural shock that surprised you?
Back in Middle East, as I said, we used to kiss on each other cheeks when
Yeah,
we greet each other.
greet
So
each other. Yeah,
basic, yeah, we shake hands and then we do this.
yeah.
So it was a kind of learning moment for me when I was quite new here, and the other person,
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was from the same background,
Background. Okay.
and I just did to him,
Okay.
and to somehow with his other hand he just pushed me a
Pushed
little
you.
back,
Oh wow.
right, because he was not feeling comfortable doing it
Hmm.
in a public place,
Okay.
right?
Got it.
So I was brutally honest with you, so I got shocked,
I'm sure. Yeah.
right? And I knew him from for years back then, but I was totally shocked at how he transformed. And again, there is nothing bad in it.
Yeah. Of course.
It was, and we were in a public place, we were in a mall, and we were meeting after a long time, you know and
Hmm.
like, I, out of excitement, out of, we were seeing each other after maybe 6 years, when, after shaking hand, I was, trying to, like, we used to greet each other back there,
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
so that was the moment I felt a bit cultural shocked and embarrassed as well. But then
Hmm.
I would say, thanks to my resilience, or thanks to my, training, that I just absorbed that moment, and
Hmm.
then everything was okay
Okay.
from that point onwards. And I
Okay.
was careful.
I'm sure. Okay. What's the one dish from your home country that always brings you comfort and nostalgia?
So from Saudi Arabia, it's called Mandi, or, different cultures, they call it different, or it's called Kapsa, which is, made with either goat or with chicken, with a rice, aromatic rice.
Okay.
And it's a sort of national dish
Hmm.
which we used to eat there in festivals and weddings, on, in any big occasion. And similar dishes back home is biryani.
And do you have any story related to your misunderstanding around the accent or the English?
So, it's from our friends and our colleagues from China.
Okay.
I
Hmm.
have great friends in that part of the world, used to be great colleagues. When we used to talk on telephone, it was a little bit difficult to understand and be understood, especially when English is not a native language for both of us. I have my own accent, and I don't know which accent is this, but when I talk, people, they are confused. They ask me, either you are from Middle East, or you are from Arabian
Hmm.
countries, or, as
Hmm.
I said, you are from India or Pakistan. They get confused. He was telling me that, or I was telling him that what I had eaten. We use the word duck. Maybe it was Thanksgiving something or something like
Yeah.
that, but to
Thanksgiving
somehow duck came to the, like the
conversation.
Thanksgiving dinner, and he understood that I was mentioning about dog. So that was quite funny, that he understood that I was eating dog. And my point was, there was a confusion between duck and dog.
Okay. So, what's your favorite cultural festival or celebration in Canada?
Surprisingly, we have huge community here. So when I say huge community, so technically we, or year around, we have only two festivals. We call them Eid. So one of them is sweet Eid, and
Hmm.
another one is the, Eid of sacrifice, Eid al Adha. It's becoming so inclusive now that, being here in Canada, we invite our neighbors. we invite, again, all cross. So I can tell you, like, Christians, Hindus,
Okay.
Jews, Sikhs, you just name it, and then in a community, we invite them to break the fast with us.
Okay.
It gave me, on a personal level and on a community level, such a big joy, such a big fulfillment that,
Yeah.
we learned about each other's cultures, and we learned that each culture has fasting traditions.
Hmm.
You know, like I never knew that previously.
Hmm.
They call it different names,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but they do fast. This is one of the things that, we I celebrated a lot.
And tell us about your first friend that you made in Canada.
We are ending the program, and it's the most difficult question, Graces. Yeah, because, I was fortunate enough to have too many friends, abundance of friends and family when I
Hmm.
came here. I was not in a need to make friends. Having said that, I had so many colleagues. I had so many, like, now neighbors. It's really hardest question.
Okay.
I cannot name one. One thing is, I can tell you, if somebody is in my friend circle
Hmm.
or in my network, then
Hmm.
I always try to keep in touch with them.
So, since you have traveled a lot, and you were like on the move all the time, what three things that you would say that you always carried with yourself? Or would you recommend people to carry when they travel?
Whenever, I used to travel, my one trolley bag was ready, always ready, because you never know, you have to catch a flight. For people who have their own medications with them, so I would say, keep always a small travel pack with you of
Hmm.
your medications and, those utilities. Secondly, I always kept a copy of my travel documents. And then the third thing is a pair of clothes, socks, undergarments, something which is like the most basic essential necessity. If I lose my luggage, which happens a lot, so these come to my mind, and they're still in my bag.
So, finally, describe Canada in one word or a sentence.
A land of opportunity, and it's the most friendliest country I have been to.
So, if you could leave me with one piece of advice, what would it be?
Listen to your gut always, and keep up your excellent work which you are doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And how would you describe your experience of being on the podcast?
Lovely, very energizing. And there is something which I always say, that I believe in reverse mentoring. You
Hmm.
know, every day is a learning day. It's
Yeah.
not about uh, in age who is senior, who is junior, who is
Yeah.
younger, who is older. We always learn from each other.
Absolutely.
And from bottom of my heart, Graces, I thank you for inviting me and giving me this opportunity just to share myself.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words. And it has been a pleasure speaking with you. And I cannot wait for people to hear this recording and learn from you and from the stories that you have shared. And thank you for being so open about all your life and all your journeys and all the stories that you have told us, the fun conversations that you have shared with us. So thank you. Thank you so much for being on the podcast and adding value to my listeners. Thank you.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much.